Hi there, girls and boys. Happy Friday, and how are you today? I hope you've had a really lovely week. And can you believe it? Chapter 20, the final chapter of the Phantom Tollbooth. And what a journey it has been. I really hope that you've enjoyed these and that you'll continue to tune into the channel because not only will I be doing updating videos on our topic and the different components that are part of your home pack, but there could be a bit of poetry in there, and if you would like to start another novel, then I'm happy to take some suggestions as well in the comment section on the channel. Not down below, but in the comment section on the channel. So if you want to sort of put down your thoughts there, do let me know. Now, girls and boys, you've tuned in, you've seen my face constantly, and sometimes we have the odd cameo from our fantastic Mrs. Fleming and Miss Douglas, and that's exactly what I'm going to do now. I'm going to hand you over to Mrs. Fleming and Miss Douglas. Enjoy.
Hi kids! I hope you and your families are all continuing to keep safe and well. I miss each and every one of yous and think of yous daily. And a very special hello, and I miss you loads, chick, to Olivia. And I hope you're having lots of fun, maybe making stuff in your play kitchen and all them kind of fun things. Lots of love to each of yous, and see yous very, very soon.
Hello boys and girls, I hope you're keeping well and enjoying the sunshine. It feels like ages since we've seen each other, and I'm wondering what you've all been up to. Hopefully it won't be too long until you get to tell me all about it face to face. Bye!
Thanks, ladies, so much for coming and being on the channel today. And now it's time to turn to the final chapter, chapter 20. Enjoy.
Chapter 20 Goodbye and Hello. As the pleasant countryside flashed by and the wind whistled a tune on the windscreen, it suddenly occurred to Milo that he must have been gone several weeks. Oh, I do hope that no one's been worried, he thought, urging the car on faster. I've never been away for so long before. The late afternoon sun had turned now from a vivid yellow to a warm, lazy orange, and it seemed almost as tired as he was. The road raced ahead in a series of gentle curves that began to look familiar, and off in the distance the solitary Tollbooth appeared, a welcome sight indeed. In a few minutes he reached the end of his journey, deposited his coin, and drove through. And almost before realising it, he was sitting in the middle of his own room again. It's only 6 o'clock, he observed with a yawn, and then a moment later he made an even more interesting discovery. And it's still today! I've only been gone for an hour! He cried in amazement, for he certainly never realised how much he could do in such a short amount of time. Milo was much too tired to talk and almost too tired for dinner, so without a murmur he went off to bed as soon as he could. He pulled the covers around him, took a last look at his room, which somehow seemed very different than he'd remembered, and then drifted into a deep and welcome sleep. School went very quickly the next day, but not quickly enough, for Milo's head was full of plans and his eyes could see nothing but the Tollbooth and what lay beyond. He waited impatiently for the end of class, and when the time finally came, his feet raced, his thoughts all the way back to the house. Another trip! I'll leave immediately. They'll all be so glad to see me, and I'll... He stopped abruptly at the door of his room, for where the Tollbooth had been just the night before, there was now nothing at all. He searched frantically throughout the flat, but it had vanished just as mysteriously as it had come, and in its place, for another bright blue envelope, was addressed simply, "For Milo, who now knows the way." He opened it quickly and read, "Dear Milo, you have now completed your trip, courtesy of the Phantom Tollbooth. We trust that everything has been satisfactory and hope you understand why we have to come and collect it. You see, there are so many boys and girls waiting to use it too. It's true that there are many lands you've still to visit, some of which are not even on the map, and wonderful things to see that no one has imagined yet. But we're quite sure that if you really want to, you'll find a way to reach them all by yourself. Yours truly. The signature was blurred and couldn't be read. Milo walked sadly to the window and squeezed himself into one corner of the large armchair. He felt very lonely and desolate as his thoughts turned far away, to the foolish, lovable bug, to the comforting assurance of Talk standing next to him, to the erratic, excitable Din, to little Alec, who he hoped would someday reach the ground, to Rhyme and Reason, without whom wisdom withered, and to the many, many others he would always remember. And yet, even as he thought of all these things, he noticed somehow that the sky was a lovely shade of blue, and that one cloud had the shape of a sailing ship. The tips of the trees held pale young buds, and the leaves were a rich deep green. Outside the window there was so much to see, and hear, and touch. Walks to take, hills to climb, caterpillars to watch as they strolled through the garden. There were voices to hear and conversations to listen to, in wonder and the special smell of each day. And in the very room in which he sat, there were books that could take you anywhere, and things to invent and make and build and break, and all the puzzle and excitement of everything he didn't know. Music to play, songs to sing, and words to imagine, and then someday make real. His thoughts darted eagerly about as everything looked new and worth trying. Well, I would like to make another trip, he said, jumping to his feet, but I really don't know when I'll have the time. There's just so much to do here.
And that is the end of the Phantom Tollbooth. Oh my goodness, girls and boys, I really hope you enjoyed that. And what a way Milo has turned around from that very first chapter when he just couldn't be bothered to do anything, to the final chapter where he just sees everything as an opportunity to try something new and have a different experience. So he has learned a great deal, and perhaps, girls and boys, hopefully you've learned a great deal throughout the book as well. Now, I know, girls and boys, that normally when we finish a class novel, we rate it out of 5 stars. So I wonder, girls and boys, if you fancy, and if you're allowed, of course you need to have permission, but on the channel comments section, you can put your 5-star ratings, 4-star ratings, 3-star ratings, 2-star ratings, 1, 0. Hope it's not 0. But it's over to you, girls and boys. I'm going to leave you to rate the book of the Phantom Tollbooth. Now, as I said at the start of the video, it is not the end of videos on this channel. They might be less frequent and not coming on Monday, Wednesday and Friday like our chapter readings, but I'm hoping, girls and boys, to get 1 or 2 videos up every week to discuss our topic and our different lessons in your home pack, etc., and maybe the odd art activity as well. So it's just a great way of still staying in touch with each other. Because, girls and boys, I'm going to have to say I have really loved being able to do these for you, and you know what, keeps me busy as well, and I've been having a whole lot of fun. So as I send this out of this video, it's not a goodbye, it's just I'll see you really soon, and remember,
Stay safe.
Keep washing your hands, and happy birthday twice.
And we'll all see you again soon, back in our Harding Memorial family. Hello there, girls and boys. I'm here today talking about our second Someone's singing in the background. Press the wrong button.